So in this video, I'm going to talk about how my tenant/tenant buyer hadn't paid rent in months. And guys, I finally had enough that I had to proceed with legal action, unfortunately. So I'm going to let you know the steps that I've had to take and where I am in the process. Keep watching. All right, welcome back to my channel. My name is John. I have a property here in St. Louis that I really first it started off as a lease option. Then I converted her over to owner finance, and then unfortunately she defaulted. So I've had to proceed with legal action. So I want to go over where I am in the process, and I'll give a little backstory of the property. But yeah, this is a property that I picked up. And I wanted to, my disposition strategy was going to be to let it go on a lease with an option. And that's what we did. It actually worked out well. She was a good tenant. She was making her payments. However, she didn't do the work of getting herself bankable. So I decided that I would just hold the payment structure was set up to where she would have the property paid off in 15 years. Not 15 years, since that's another property. In 7 years, just as long as she made her payments. But unfortunately, she began to default and began to become a headache tenant. So I had to hire a lawyer, and we went after her by way of an unlawful detainer. So basically I have to sue her, and then we can move forward with actually evicting her from the property. This particular tenant, she was actually in jail during my legal process, during my legal proceedings. So it actually made it a lot easier, and being incarcerated does not stop an eviction whatsoever. So I will be able to regain access to the property. So I want to go through the steps of sort of demystify what's going to take place whenever you hire an attorney to sort of act on your behalf. All of this started March 24th is when my case was finally accepted by the St. Louis County courts. It took a minute. St. Louis City accepted a lot faster than St. Louis County. So March 24th, a petition was filed. So we have something here called CaseNet. We have it in Missouri. We also have it in Illinois. You should have it in whatever city or state you're in as well, to where you'll be able to follow the docket entries of whatever's taking place. Whether it's you're suing someone, you're evicting someone, you got traffic tickets, you'll be able to follow the dockets of your case. So number one was the petition. We had a summons issued, and it was posted over at the property that's summoning her to come and appear in court before a judge. So that was the next step. So again, we're just walking through the steps of what you can expect. Next, the judgment was entered. So we won the judgment because she didn't show up to court because she was in jail. So that's a good win for us. However, the process is not over. Next up was the writ of possession was requested. And this one actually took a minute. I had to reach out to my attorney a couple times just to get an update, and he'll let me know, hey, I'm still waiting on the sheriff. Okay, I'm gonna go down to the clerk and see what's going on. So that was the next step, is the writ being requested. What is a writ? I wanna just read off what a writ is. And a writ of possession, also known as a writ of restitution, is a court order that gives a landlord or property owner the right to regain control of their property from a tenant who has violated the terms of the lease or has failed to vacate after a court-ordered eviction. It essentially allows law enforcement to physically remove the tenant and their belongings if they do not leave voluntarily after receiving notice. So that is the writ of possession. My attorney asked if I wanted to have the sheriff come and clear the building. I told him yes, just to make sure that things go over as smoothly as possible. If there are any other occupants in the home, they know that, hey, the buck ends here. Grab all of your personal belongings, get them out. I'm going to be regaining possession of the property. I'll be changing the locks. I'll be installing a security system. So I feel that would be best executed with the sheriff on site as well, to keep tensions managed as best as possible. And lastly, I have the order. And what's the order? I'll read this one off as well. An order of writ of possession is a court-ordered document that grants the right to possession of a property to a specific party. It essentially authorizes a sheriff or other law enforcement official to remove someone from a property and deliver possession to the winning party, often the landlord in an eviction case. So there you have it. As you see, each step sort of has its own like little category, or when you would think one thing can cover 4, it's like, no, this is this. This is this. Okay, you want that? All right, well, that is this. So that's where we are in the process. My plans for this property after I regain possession, I'm going to secure it, make sure all windows are locked, make sure that the locks are changed, make sure that I have an alarm on the property. And this is what I'm going to put up on the retail market. So I'm going to do a full renovation to this property, and then I'll put it on the market because I have seen some good comps over in this area. This is a property that I bought over 5 years ago for a really good price. So I'm all in, free and clear. Since it's back in my possession, I'm going to monetize it to the best of my ability. I was hoping that I was going to be able to help someone achieve home ownership without the bank. So you're going to get to own this home in 7 years without going through the bank. But I can't float a default, or I can't float the overhead of owning this property and not having things come in. Literally, whenever you're not making your payments and you have not leveraged some of the resources that are out there, there are rental assistance programs that will kick in and help you. But when you haven't leveraged that, then I have to remove you from the home because now it's stealing from me. So that's going to be my next plan. So stay tuned, guys. You should see what's coming about from the flip. It's going to be a full flip, new roof, everything cosmetic on the inside. I'll also be putting new systems on the inside as the systems here are very old. So if you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Whenever we do actually go on site, I may or may not record. I'm hoping that the building is actually vacant. That way there's no one there. We'll put a sign up on the door. We'll have everything changed. But I may capture some footage there as well. And I'm definitely going to capture some footage whenever I'm restoring the building back to its glory days and getting it up on the market. So please subscribe again. I'm John Lewis. If you like this content, I'll see you on next week's video.